has no 5-star recruits,
and
right?
they're smaller, and they're a smaller team. And this is what I agree with you, because this is exactly what I said in the highlight. I said St. Peter had better guard play, but Kentucky their bigs by far are better and bigger, and their wings, they have better wings. But they were taking bad shots. They weren't bad shots. I wouldn't say they were taking bad shots. They weren't taking the best shots. I feel like it was a lot of ISO ball. Where St. Peter's a swing, down screen, boom. You know what I'm saying?
But again, defensively, for St. Peter's to hold them to 79 points in overtime, these are, again, 3 5-star recruits, at least 2 NBA players on this team. Yeah. You know what I mean? So for them to be able to get stops on one end and then score on the other end, that's what I'm saying. Like, now we could talk about, is Calipari worth the money? I'm gonna give you a big ass no.
Just hit March Madness. You know, we're right in the middle of it. We're about to hit the Sweet 16. Okay. So I thought it'd be perfectly, what's the word I'm looking for?
Appropriate.
I think it'd be appropriate if we get into some. So there were 2 games that stood out this last weekend. Okay. And this is going to come out a little bit later. So some things may have already unfolded by the time this comes up. But from our perspective in this day and time, St. Peter's versus Kentucky Wildcats.
Brackets have been busted, bro.
We're gonna watch the highlights of that, and we're gonna react to it, and we're gonna have some commentary. And this is just some crazy stuff that's happening.
Didn't watch the game. That's the funny part. A lot of us didn't watch the game because we just assumed round of 64. Nobody's bracket should really be busted, but every year this tends to happen. So there's
like 2 perfect brackets left or something like that, and that was as of yesterday. That's not including whatever happened.
There's games on right now. I'm watching. I'm in this podcast. Okay, like I'm
in this podcast, but I'm watching.
But I'm watching it. Ohio State Villanova. Look like Villanova about to pull away with it right now. So let's get
Villanova. I feel like it's gonna either be Villanova and Gonzaga probably at the end.
Gonzaga, bro. Don't get me started, man. Go ahead and play this trailer, bro.
Yeah, let's get into this St. Peter's versus the St. Peter's versus Kentucky. Crazy upset. I haven't even seen this game yet. I'm excited to see it. I had a coworker go watch some games.
Across with Washington backing off a bit.
Yeah, trying to speed them up a little bit. Nice backdoor cut.
And there it is, rising up for the jam.
You knew right there.
A lot of Kentucky fans in the building here chanting right now.
Big Blue Nation. They like that on a special delivery.
Big man, go be
25,
big.
Kentucky.
The screen.
Washington, the drive, push shot, in and out, rebound. She went to vacuum, and a chance to the outside. And Grady tracks it down.
He was looking for a call on that offensive rebound.
Wheeler. Skywalker.
They're leaving that back door open every time.
All these highlights, then you look at the score and it's tied.
Right.
Nice cut.
Top it. The slammer.
Crazy.
Keep the ball moving for Mintz. Bounce it. Shibwe.
Let's go.
Turn. Baker is good.
And one.
It's a big body.
And Lee cuts the Kentucky lead to 3.
Nice hold.
Mintz drives in.
Oh, and the one again.
At Washington, second defender is Brooks.
But St. Peter's just sticking around.
That's what I'm saying. All that shit look pretty, but
hits the jumper.
They got guard play.
Shibwe,
Kentucky got bigs, but
overplaying him defensively.
Peter's got that guard
Wheeler
play.
Drives in.
And one.
Come on, man. You got to get him off his left hand, bro.
For Lee, 9 to shoot. Watch by Wheeler.
Oh, that's a great
Yakum
screen.
And that's a huge shot, bro.
That is huge. 51 seconds left.
Kicks it back. Grady.
Ooh.
Big one.
Bang, bang. Mike Breen voice.
Eder just made the big 3. The drive.
In the
floater.
Oh
my God.
Wheeler. Drive. Stumble. Dish. Washington fires. Nope.
Oh,
overtime.
Man. That overtime took the air out the sails.
You got a layup. Oh, he couldn't get rid of it.
Oh, took his cookies, dog. How's the volume on your end? You can hear it?
Matchup zone. You notice with a lot of pointing, that means you pick up the next guy in your area.
Shibwe clears space.
Don't play the scoreboard if you're St. Peter's. Get something going towards the basket.
Nice screen.
Yes, it is. Same play.
Boom. That's the shit I play playing on 2K. I run that every time I can.
Nice pass.
They're just better passers. They're just a better team. Kentucky has better athletes, but St. Peter's is just a better team.
Peter's up by 5.
See that? Oh my God, he hit that. Wow.
Left. Washington makes the move towards the rim.
Coming in the corner wide open.
Bang, bang.
Jumper, Grady.
Oh no, he's
good
rebound.
Got it.
That's crazy.
By Mintz.
I think they could have got a better shot.
Homie was in the corner wide open.
Looks the jumper. No good.
Come on, bro.
You can feel the madness.
That's crazy.
Pulls off the upset.
Crazy. Wow.
The Peacocks.
Y'all got to eat that. Y'all got to eat that.
Facts. Definitely, man. I thought let's go ahead and get your initial reaction.
There's no reaction for that. What do you say to that? What do you say to that, bro? Like literally, there might have been 4 people on the planet that really believe that St. Peter's could pull that off. I mean, you know, I saw what do you call it? A little slide or whatever, and it was talking about like the amount of money that Kentucky put into their basketball program, the capacity of their gym. Right. You know what I mean? Just David versus Goliath, bro. You know what I mean? David versus Goliath. And I think that, you know, anybody who's been in a fight, you know that as the fight prolongs, you start to feel like, oh shit, right? Like, especially if you're bigger, if you're stronger, if you're
supposed to win and the fight goes longer, it's just not.
You feel their confidence start to build, right? Yeah. And we talked about it. Those 2 threes by homie is you can always. This is the thing when you have great players.
Down screen, bro. That down screen was every time.
Homie popped off them joints, balanced, stroked it. Okay, looking like a young Mark Price. But the thing is, when you look at the way that teams are built. Same thing applies in the NBA as in college, and that's you can have great players, but it does not translate necessarily to the defensive end. Great offense will come if you have great offensive players, but chemistry is built on the defensive end and getting stops together, right? Yeah. Because to get a stop, it takes all 5 guys. To score, you could do that with 1 guy. You know what I'm saying? You could score 1 guy, but to defend, it takes all 5 guys. And I think that's what you were watching. There's no way, absolutely no way, Kentucky should not be able to stop St. Peter's, who has no 5-star recruits,
and they're smaller, and they're a smaller team. And I agree with you because this is exactly what I said in the highlight. I said St. Peter had better guard play, but Kentucky their bigs by far are better and bigger, and their wings, they had better wings. But they were taking bad shots. They weren't bad shots. I wouldn't say they were taking bad shots. They weren't taking the best shots. I feel like it was a lot of ISO ball. Where St. Peter's a swing, down screen, boom. You know what I'm saying?
But again, defensively, for St. Peter's to hold them to 79 points in overtime, these are, again, 3 5-star recruits, at least 2 NBA players on this team. Yeah. You know what I mean? So for them to be able to get stops on one end and then score on the other end, that's what I'm saying. Like, now we could talk about is Calipari worth the money? I'm gonna give you a big ass no. You're not worth the money. There's no reason why you should lose in the round of 64. Period. It can happen.
You're gonna make it to Sweet 16. That's tough. That's gonna hurt your draft stock.
What do you mean, bro? I mean, is he that good? That's my thing, bro. Like, and it's not even about him. This review is about that game. And and in that game, you're out coached because not in the game. I didn't even watch the game. This is my first time seeing the highlights. Yeah. I didn't know that they lost, but I know you were out coached because your boys didn't come ready. You should have been about 20 at the half. Look, what are we saying right now, bro?
You took it for granted. They took it for granted. They thought they was gonna work. St. Peter's. This is a chip shot. You know what I mean?
Come on, bro. This is a tune-up game. It's a tune-up game. And then you go in there and they hit your ass with a couple yakums, and now you're trying to figure out how to get off the ropes. It's too late.
Too late. Yeah, I like their play selection. They figured out what they could do. Them down screens were working. They were swinging from from that corner, and they were crisp on their cuts. And the guard play, St. Peter guard play was nice.
And the
mentality and the defensive end. I feel like on the defensive end, they made better adjustments.
Because at the beginning
of the highlights, we saw both teams were attacking the basket. And then as the game went on, you started to see like Kentucky wasn't able to get those easy. It just seemed like they couldn't get those easy rebounds and convert because there was a bunch of and 1 plays, and then that all stopped in overtime and in the end of that second half. So for me, St. Peter's picked it up defensively and without fouling. That's the big thing, without fouling, because those are bigger guys. So you could have really gotten foul trouble, but they were able to temper that, ride that wave to the end, and able to just close the door on them.
Especially in overtime, because a lot of times what you see is they just happy they got that far. Like the mentality is, we're not even supposed to be in this game. We didn't got into overtime with the, you know what I'm saying, with a number 1 seed, a team that could very easily be the, NCAA champs. Damn. So to keep that mental focus, for that long, for the coach to be able to get that much out of, what he was working with. Because, again, man, no disrespect to St. Peter's, bro, like, a hell of a win, but they're not qualified. You know what I'm saying? Like that win is completely a meltdown from Kentucky. And I watched the same thing when I want to say UNC and Duke played, and it was Coach K's last game in Duke, and everybody wants to be the hero. Everybody for Duke wants to be the hero, and then what ends up happening is there's no chemistry. The ball's not moving.
I saw a lot of hero ball. Yep.
Yeah, a lot of hero ball. And the same thing with Kentucky. Again, I only seen these highlights, but I will tell you that when they were down by, I want to say 5, they have the ball, homie's wide open in the corner. You know what I'm saying? But you again, man, it's like St. Peter's is moving the ball with purpose. Like they want to make sure they get the best shot.
There's energy in when they move it.
Facts.
And then not only are they moving the ball effectively, the off-ball play was huge. Setting down screens, like hard screens. Like we're not just gonna go through the motions. We really about to put bodies on bodies. And they were the more physical team at the end, which is crazy because Kentucky was bigger. So you would think it'd be the opposite.
But their mentality was smaller. You saw it, bro. They was surprised it was going to overtime. Like if you rewatch the highlight when it was going into overtime, they were complaining about a call. They was upset. Like you could tell that they couldn't believe it's embarrassing, right? Like that the team took us into overtime. When your mentality should have been just like in a UFC fight, anybody can get knocked out at any moment. So the moment that you stop respecting the motherfucker in front of you, thinking, "Oh, like he has nothing for me." Okay, you know what I'm saying? Like it could be you. So I was happy to see it happen, man. You know what I mean? Honestly, like I'm not a huge Calipari fan, or I'm not a huge fan of these coaches that get more praise than the players. Let me just put it that way. You know what I mean?
Bullshit. I think you got a point, and I think a lot of brackets are busted because of that. And I don't know, did your bracket get busted? Y'all let us know in the comment how that fucked your bracket up.
I know the answer. Yes.
For sure. Yeah, man. I just to keep the momentum going. I don't have any other thoughts on that. I thought that was a great game. Shout out to St. Peter's. Man. Shout out to the new Blaq squad. We got to come up with a name for our squad. Like,
the Blackies.
What? I don't know. If I like that.
I'm joking, bro.
I'm like,
Man, that's hurt. 300 years.
I know you're joking, and it still felt wrong. I was like, damn. I know it was a joke, but damn, hit me my gut. Either way, y'all make sure you like the video, subscribe. We're gonna get into this next video, but St. Peter's versus Kentucky, wild game. But let's check out this Memphis versus